Why are a band here at Comic-Con? Tell us what this is.
It's a comic.
Do we know when these might be coming out?
In the future.
So, it's so good to have you guys here at Comic-Con. And it's a very, for all the OG Mo's who put your hands up, 25 years. Woohoo! Absolutely amazing. You've been celebrating that right now. And what I love is that so many bands don't want to go back to their old records or their older songs, but you've just gone full out. 3 albums, 3 cities, 3 dates. Tell us a little bit about that.
We love our first 3 records. We celebrate the entire catalog, but we know how it feels to see a band play all their old stuff and be able to really get into the show. So these first 3 records really mean a lot to us, and it's been incredible. This whole 25-year anniversary tour has been fantastic.
Has it been interesting seeing the fans and the variety of fans that you've seen at the shows?
Yeah, the ages vary. It's like we get some young people out here and we get some old people right here. Old people right here.
I'm with you.
But yeah, it's been a cool, diverse. We find that the true diehard Used fans come out for these shows.
I bet it must be quite powerful playing songs that you've not played for years and seeing people know all the words, because it really resonates with fans, doesn't it? Like, those albums meant so much.
Yeah, Lies for the Liars, we've never really played about half the record, so it's
Wow.
really fun.
Is there a track that you've revisited and you're like, this actually, we ate with this. This cooked. Like, is there a track that you're like, we need to give this the love it deserves?
Yeah, I think Wake the Dead is one of the jammers.
That's both.
Any other tracks that have come through that you're like,
Yeah, Wake the Dead's tough.
yeah?
It's the hardest song to play. But I've been enjoying playing the Ripper. Cutting out with the Ripper, just like banging it out.
We've never played that live, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That one's been a lot of
Last
fun.
night, if anybody was there.
It wasn't me.
Did anybody notice? You noticed? You son of a...
Don't tell anyone.
No,
it
we
was
did.
me.
We messed it up, but we...
It was me. I messed it up.
We caught it, though.
I'm the only one who ever
5 seconds
fucks up the song.
Bert never messes up. I swear to God. I've messed up every single show. It's nervous. I want to just play my best, so...
As fans, that's kind of our favorite bit because it makes it more human, right? And we love that as all part of the experience.
He's joking. We've never made a mistake before.
By the way, for everybody, there is going to be a Q&A at the end of this. So if you're like, I love the fact you just nodded as in like, yeah, I've got my notes, thank you, I am ready. Now, I know that as a band, you've spoken quite openly about your journey, and sobriety is a conversation that's come up as well. How is it revisiting those times? Was it quite difficult to revisit that time in life?
I think it's kind of refreshing looking back without regret. Looking back on where you were and learning from that is really important. I haven't had a drink in 13 years. So yeah, I think it's really important to not look back with regret, but look back and be able to take lessons and really apply that to your life now.
I want to thank you as well for speaking so openly about sobriety, because I think there's this kind of thing of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but it's a great influence for people to be able to see that and to know. And that is something you've done as a band. You've always been there for your fans through the tough times, through the great times. Do you find it quite difficult, like people opening up their entire lives to you? Because we know you so well.
No, I think it's really what music is all about, getting you through these hard times. And I think these songs speak to a lot of hard times for me. So it's really relatable when people come up and say, this record has helped me get through this, or this record has helped me get through that.
And it has helped a lot. I'm sure there's people here who are like, it got me through some times. Yep. Seeing a lot of nods here. Now, the other thing is, it was really interesting looking through and researching you all as individuals. But the thing that really amused me, Dan, do you know the second most Googled thing about you?
I don't know.
It's actually the word pimple.
Oh,
Do we know what we're talking about here? Can you tell us why people are Googling that?
Rest in peace, brother.
well, because, long story short, I had this lump on my back for 15 years?
At least.
I just barely got it removed, maybe longer than that. I just got it removed a couple weeks. It was just like a little pus pocket. It was disgusting. And everybody loved to pop it. And so we did a little video. We went to write some music up in Big Bear. and it ended up just popping my pimple and putting it on YouTube. And I guess, yeah, it's disgusting.
It's mostly just sheep was obsessed.
But there's a part where Bert just takes this button, you know, the pin on your jacket, and just stabs it into my back and doesn't even hit the pimple at all. And it wasn't a pimple. I don't know. It stinks and but it's gone now, so I'm good to go.
what was the first most thing? If that was
Yeah,
the
what was the
second.
first? Just
Your
me.
wife.
Oh, my wife?
Yes.
I know. I Google her a lot.
What's she up to?
What the hell? She turned off her location.
I love this, and I love the fact you've always been so open with us as a band and so honest with us in this time. But what would you say from those first 3 albums, recording them? Now you probably can't even go to the grocery store without being filmed. What would you say is a moment you wish had been caught on camera?
Wish to be caught on camera?
You wish had been caught on camera.
Almost everything Dan does.
I second that. Might be the funniest person on the planet.
Dan is hands down the funniest man that exists on this planet.
And we can
And the
only
loudest
capture
man.
10% of it.
Oh, I'll yell.
What are we talking here? Are we talking one-liners? Are we talking pranks?
I just say what the first thing that comes to my mind, and it's usually really dumb, but it makes everybody laugh. So that's why they keep me around, so I can make mistakes all throughout the show, play the song wrong, but
Just so long as he's making us laugh,
Before and
we'll keep
afterwards.
him around.
we have mics on our stage that only we can hear, and I'm just constant. Like the other day, after every song, I was going like, well, you guys might not get it, but like, I want my baby back. You know, I was just like Mickey D's and like
Yeah, there was.
Subway, just naming fast food chains, like their little slogans. And
He'll do it in the middle of a song too.
It really helps with the song to progress. It really helps with the singing. And
What
the
did you do for
oh yeah, the
I'm
other
a Fake?
He was gonna do the poem for "I'm a Fake." I'm like, wow.
small shaken cheese fries.
And he turns around and just like,
It threw him off
threw
hard
him
for
right
sure.
off. Yeah, I forgot the line and shit. Luckily, a lot of people know it. So.
I've never forgotten a lyric in my life.
Except for that day.
I love that. What would you say has been, and when you look back on those first 3 albums, what is a memory that sticks in your mind as one of the most amazing moments for the band?
On the first record, we got to come over here and record in Olympic Studios, sing in the same vocal booth as like John Lennon and tons of legends, icons. So we'll never forget that moment.
I have a question. I've only been in the band 19 and 25 years, but like when you guys came out after that album was out and you played your first show, where was it? Was it just like fucking people going nuts or what? No, first show ever after the album came
After
out.
the album, I think we toured with Goldfinger, right?
I think so.
We got one Goldfinger fan in the audience.
I thought there was someone there that was at the show. Wow.
It wasn't huge. I think that we did a little tour with Goldfinger. They didn't really know where to put us as a band with all the other bands around us. So we toured with the most random bands ever. Pressure 4-5, Mushroom Head, Monster Magnet, Fu Manchu,
Even Ozfest, like that was.
Warped Tour, straight onto Ozfest. I think halfway through Warped Tour, we were playing on this little tiny stage, and the entire power went out, but the crowd kept singing Taste of Ink.
Wow.
And I think in that moment we were like, wow, I think that something's happening.
Yeah, they moved us to the big stage right after that, I think.
That must have felt so powerful to have those moments. And then to know that you're part of this movement that was happening. Because does anyone else remember, I think it was the Daily Mail newspaper did an article called The Sinister Cult of Emo. Because we were all coming to like kill our parents and kill ourselves and all this kind of stuff. And there was all this like, everyone thought we were so dangerous. But we knew we were just really soft, right? We were just actually really soft. How did it feel to be part of like spearheading that movement?
We didn't really know at the time. We just played what we were influenced by. The band really listened to a lot of different types of music. So I think those influences kind of meshed into this weird, kind of eclectic, different kind of sound. I feel so bad that I said you were old. You're very young.
Oh no, you got the guilt. The guilt is setting in. It's fine. We're English, British.
She
we can
didn't
handle it.
hear me anyways.
The blue wig is getting in there. So we're getting close to the time where we want to have a Q&A soon. So is everyone thinking of their questions right now? Seeing lots of nods. Mick, yes. Yes, good. Okay. Have you been to lots of Comic-Cons before?
I've been to a few.
Yeah, I went to San Diego one twice. Snuck in once. Oops.
Did you?
Yes, it was very
Tips.
easy. Very
Share the
easy.
tips.
Well, there was a rope that said "Do not enter," and I went under the rope, and I was in.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
security just all ran off in all different directions. Because I know a lot of people, has anyone thought, hang on, why are a band here at Comic-Con? Because I know a lot of people were asking me, what is going on? You may have seen something on your seats.
And if you didn't, you're sitting on it.
Could you please tell us what this is?
It's a comic. So yeah, we wanted to make a comic, and it's sort of based off of All That I've Got, which you can see. It's called All That I've Got. I would say it's sort of a Chatham origin story, if you guys know who Chatham is.
Yeah. To me, it reminds me of like a cross between Alice in Wonderland and the Never-Ending Story.
And where did the inspiration come from for this? Because this is really exciting to us as fans, right? We're like, oh my gosh, we love the video, we love the band, and now you've gifted us with this like story and narrative.
I am a nerd,
I mean, join the club.
so I feel safe here.
So it's safe space.
This is a safe space.
It is.
I think we just wanted to connect, because this story, All That I've Got, the music video, is, you can see how it's so expandable on both sides. It's sort of, you know, mysterious, and you don't really know what's going on. And it's nice to have, it's our most visual, too, our most like cartoonish / visual music video that we have. And it's one of our like most loved, too, for a reason, because of how interesting it is. And I think what's cool about this is expanding off of that and making a full story around it to make it make a little bit more sense. That was kind of the beginning thought.
So this seems, not to criticize, this seems slightly short.
It's
I
one-
don't know if you're taking feedback.
It's one part of a series.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where it gets exciting. So we are going to get a series of graphic novels taking us on this journey. Do we know when these might be coming out?
We don't.
Okay.
In the future.
It's still being worked on as of now, so last
Wow.
second for some of this right now, but this was just
It'll be out in the future.
yeah.
And now that you've done this as well, you've had such a journey as a band. Is it exciting to do something new and venture into a different territory?
Always exciting to do something new. Keep it fresh. 25 years of this band is worth celebrating.
Whew! Sorry, that was really loud. My voice just broke. We're celebrating.
Really, I wanted us to do this so I could get into Comic-Con more. It's an
Right.
excuse.
That's what it is. Okay, so we can expect more of these coming very, very soon. Are we going to be able to expect some maybe special releases, other things happening as well?
No.
No, okay. That shot me down. So the graphic
Oh yeah, we always have something special under our belts. We're always working on new stuff, and we stay very active in this band. It's our whole entire life.
You do, and you've got stories to tell. That's what I think I love. I love watching interviews with all of you. You've got stories to tell. What can you see happening in the future? What would you like to conquer? Maybe a film? A stage show?
Yes, a film.
Broadway play.
Well, we are doing little YouTube films that we're releasing like every month-ish for
Right.
Hunter.
Oh yeah, we're doing
Here he is.
YouTube episodes.
Right now.
See him with the big camera right there waving?
I-
Give
That's,
him a wave, everybody.
that's Hunter.
Yeah,
He
you're
got
about
a
to,
video, and
you're all about to be in our next episode.
yeah, he makes little mini short episodes.
So there's that. There's
His
two out
name
now,
his
right?
name's Hunter, but we call him Hamper.
And
So-
then we want to do a new album soon.
You want to do an opera, did you say?
What?
Did you say an opera?
We should. No, he said album, but opera
Oh,
might be a
album.
lot cooler, so maybe we should do an opera.
Or an opera album? That's fantastic.
Future.
Okay.
In the year 2000. Probably in the year 2000. Because that's like opera about the year. Yeah.
We'd be queuing up, we'd be buying it. So I think now what we need to do is get some questions sent through from you guys. Have you got the power to shout out your questions? Are you
Who
ready?
cares?
Okay.
Oh, there's a microphone over here.
Oh, there's a microphone. That does help. That does help.
Is it worth it? Can you even hear him?
Okay.
Where's the mic?
Does the Red Devil want to get up and
Carlac, you mean? Or is that a red double?
there's
There you go.
Got some people lining up.
I can't hear.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Meg, huge fan, like 20 years, I want to say. I think probably a lot of people are going to ask this as well, but obviously you did the show last night. You're doing Slam Dunk this weekend. Are we going to get a 25-year tour at all? It would be great to see you again, because I
Our
couldn't do it
manager's
last
right
night.
here. His name's Sean Akavon. His phone number is 714.
his social security.
We are
No.
trying. This is the closest we could get right now at this moment in time, is to do
Yeah.
these 3 shows that I know it's not the same.
Yeah, I couldn't go last night because I was traveling here. I hope it was a great show.
Yeah, it was probably the best show of all time.
And we did not mess up the first song. That did not happen. So
What I will say is there's lots of clips online. There's lots of clips. There were some quite viral moments out there as well. Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you.
We'll move on to
Thank
the
you.
next one.
Thank
Oh,
you.
there's quite a lot of people in this queue. So what we'll try and do is keep it as a quick one question, and then we'll move on. Hello.
I have a question. Does anyone have any gum?
Your smile was brilliant. You were like, this is my moment.
Thank you. Thank you.
are there two different 2Bs in line? Because that is fucking rad. Yes, you guys are great.
Hello.
Hello, guys. I just want to say, firstly, thank you so much for the music over the past 25 years. It's really helped me and a lot of people through some hard times, as I'm sure you know. My question is, have you got any advice or tips for anxious artists that find it hard to share their art with the world, whether they're perceived as weird or different?
I think if you take the time to open up your heart and be yourself, no matter what, I kind of treat this band and these lyrics like my personal journal. And I try not to think about what anyone else will think. I try to just do it for me.
And I think that speaks to us all, right? Because it's real. It's not like something where I'm writing this to try and get radio play or whatever it might be. I shouldn't say that as a radio DJ. That's why we relate to it so much. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Zach. I'm a fan for 21 of the 25 years. Saw you in Boston, was fantastic. And on this tour, you've played a lot of deep cuts and hidden tracks and things like that. One of my favorite deep cuts is Alone This Holiday. And I was wondering, have you ever played it live? Is there any plan to ever play that again? What's the backstory of that one?
We played it a few times. Warner Brothers, we were with Warner at the time, and they wanted a Christmas song, so we busted one out. I think Kelly Osbourne sings on that song too.
Thank you for that question.
I'm Jack. I'm from Boston, and I just want to say thank you guys again for all the music. I know everybody's been saying that. My first time I saw you guys was in When We Were Young tour in 2022, I think it was. And then I saw you guys with Pierce the Veil in Maine, and I just wanted to say thank you guys. And I was wondering, what would you guys say is your best tip for writing lyrics?
Writing lyrics, the best tip.
I can cover this. I got
Dan's got it.
Have you got this, okay?
I take inspiration from everywhere, but I think my biggest inspiration is novels. I kind of form an idea around what I'm kind of reading, and yeah.
What have you been reading in the moment?
I just finished a book called House of Leaves. Oh yeah, I'm reading this comic, reading it over and over because I love it so much. Yeah, there's a book called House of Leaves. If you haven't heard of it, you should check it out.
Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kim. I've been a fan for about 20 years as well. I'm going to Slam Dunk tomorrow as well. I had a friend recently who hadn't heard of you. She's just not into good music. So I really struggled to find the perfect song to introduce to you.
Oh.
I think I chose A Taste of Ink, but what would you say is a really good entry-level song to introduce to people who don't know you?
Oh, entry level.
Probably Choke Me. Just play Choke Me over and over and over.
Maybe Memories is always good too.
Bury Myself Alive. I mean, even newer shit. A song called Fuck You.
So basically the entire back catalogue.
Yeah. Yeah, Fuck You is a good one to introduce people to, especially your mom and your family.
Or you got a little 3-year-old running around your house and in preschool saying fuck you as they're calling the parents saying, hey, your kid's saying fuck you a lot.
Thank you so much for your question.
I saw you rocking out last night.
Hey.
Robbie, your solo album, I think you said there's going to be B-sides, or at least you released more than you recorded. Are those ever going to come out?
Right now we're just focused on the used. We have a really, really big year. We're doing a record next year, but there are about 12 or so songs that didn't come out. So hopefully in the next year or two.
That would be really cool. I love it.
Oh, thank you, man.
No problem.
Thank you for
Appreciate
your
it.
question.
Thank you.
And I think you brought up something good there. How do you get noticed by yourselves when you're a fan in the crowd? Because sometimes you just want to be like, I love you so much, but I want to get noticed. What do you do? Banana costumes?
They were right in the front. They were rocking out hard. They were singing every word. Thank you.
So just being a great fan.
Yeah.
Love that. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, I'm Nice Paul, aka Dan. Another old school fan, very old, won't say how long. Just wanted to ask, in terms of when you had the All That I've Got come out during the Kerrang Scuzz days, how much of that pre-production did you realize this was going to be something really big? Did you have an idea how much influence and impact it was going to have on the generation back then?
I don't think so. I think that we just, like I said, we write for the moment. We write when we get into the studio and we kind of suss out what's going on in everybody's personal lives at that moment, have a little therapy session over it, and try to put that into songs. So we never really thought ahead too much, thinking in the moment.
No, that's fair enough. But you guys really helped us a lot. So you all rock. Thank you so much for giving me the music that got me through my teenage years.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for that question. I like the fact you've held your belt on the way past as well. Like, gotta do this walk, gotta get the strut.
Nice.
So good.
Hello. So at the end of your shows, you usually say how you've never taken a break. Has there ever been a point where you were like, I've had enough?
Hell no.
No?
Not even close.
Not even close.
This band is our entire life. We would be lost without this band. We come off tour for like 3 months and everybody starts crying and laying down in the shower and
He's not kidding.
we're best friends. When we're home, we have no friends.
I go into serious depression after 2 months being home. So
Yeah, that means we need more shows.
yeah.
Always.
Good
You
point.
hear that, Sean?
They say that's the really
Our
hard.
manager knows our booking agent as well. His number is 714.
People do say that's actually quite a hard thing for bands. Is like coming off at the end of a tour. Do you find that as musicians, even after touring for so long?
Yeah, the transition's always really weird because we go from everything all the time, high energy, big rushes of adrenaline, and to home where it's just quiet, still.
Crying in the shower.
Yeah, laying down in the fetal position almost everywhere.
It must be so hard, like being on stage one day, playing to thousands of people, and then the next day, like taking the bins out.
At home,
That must be quite difficult.
at home, nobody gives a shit. You got to change the diaper right at 6 in the morning and then make dinner. And like out here, it's kind of like the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, our ladies don't give a fuck. Like,
I love that though.
Like I think I have a couple acquaintances, but no friends.
My dogs are my friends. I don't know if that counts, but it's a little sad.
dogs count as friends.
Okay.
Man's best friend.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, you're right.
There we go.
I feel better.
There we go.
That going for you.
We have another question here.
So, what's your favorite song on Lies for Liars and why?
To play or to hear?
Both, either.
Joey?
Ripper's been pretty fun, aside from last night. But it's such a fun one to come out to. At our show in the States, we have a big kabuki with a bunch of video playing right before we come out. So we'll walk on stage while our intro music is playing, get super hyped up right before it starts, and we get to play a bit of the riff, and then the kabuki drops, and then it's just high energy for the rest of the set. But that song's been so fun. We're all singing at the top of our lungs, playing really heavy right at the beginning. So love that one.
I like playing Smother Me because it's really just all about me. And I'm the focus. I'm like the most important part of all of it. Like with every song.
You're going to say Wake the Dead? Because I was about to say Wake the Dead.
Yeah, is there a joke in
I
there?
haven't when Wake the Dead's over.
Wake the Dead's probably my favorite to play. And it is, like we said, it's kind of the more complicated one. To where it could go wrong at any second. If is always that feel.
Apart.
One little thing could happen and the whole train wreck. But we
I
hold it
played
together.
Earthquake too, just because it kind of like gets you've kind of
That's fine.
Earthquake's a good one.
Yeah.
I honestly think Lies for Liars is probably our favorite record to play right now because it's all
Mostly.
so new.
Mostly because we don't play 90% of that record.
Yeah,
live.
we play Bird and the Worm and Pretty Handsome Awkward, and that's pretty much it. So it's awesome to be able to play all these deep cuts.
Thank you for that question.
Thanks for your
Just
question.
emotional support.
Oh, nice.
always needed.
That's a good friend right there.
Shout out for the MySpace hair as well.
Which song is your biggest guilty pleasure?
Of
Biggest guilty pleasure of any artist ever.
Yeah, anyone.
That's a good question.
Do we believe in guilty pleasures?
Of course.
I mean, I kind of like all things. I don't feel that guilty
don't-
for listening to great music.
Yeah, I don't feel guilty. I like
River
Earth Wind-
Deeper by Celine Dion.
Ooh. Okay, maybe that one.
Oh wait, that's Tina Turner, right?
If Taylor Swift's Red album,
Careless
I don't turn
Whisper.
it off.
That's a bop.
I like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I mean.
Does that sound as guilty? Maybe not. But
But surely listening to that kind of eclectic music is what makes you able to evolve genre by taking influences from everywhere and what different musicians are doing. Because if you end up listening to the same music, you end up creating the same thing, right?
Totally.
Yeah, exactly.
I think to Bert's point earlier, how we all have different music tastes. You know, when we come together to make music, I don't think, there's no end goal. There's no, we need to make this sound like the used. I think we just write what we like, and it in turn ends up sounding that way.
we're really lucky too, because the way that Bert sings and Bert writes, and the way that his voice sounds, it's it's him always. Well, it's you have not just like a specialized voice, but you have your personality is in your voice too. So any kind of song, like whatever style we write, it really doesn't matter because it's still gonna sound like The Used overall. That's why our songs sort of flow through genres.
We all know that without the bass guitar, there would be no use.
Right.
Wrong.
That's
Would you
another
ever-
thing that you say? If it wasn't for me, none of you would be here.
Yeah, that's your line.
That's true. If it wasn't for me, none of you would be here at all. This
Thank
guy's
you
like,
so
I'm not having it.
Thank you so much for that question. Hello.
Hello, I'm an OG emo. I saw you on my 16th birthday and I'm now 34. So thank you
Nice.
for all the years of support. I have recognized as I've got older there was a emo youth to queer adult pipeline that a lot of fans followed. And the scene was predominantly cis men in the olden days of emo. Why do you think it is that so many queer youth were attracted to the music and the culture that you produced?
That's a good question.
Thanks.
I think it's music that you can kind of pour your heart out into. We were troubled youth. I think that a lot of troubled youth can really sink their teeth in. There's something about the music that speaks to the lonely.
Also, I think as a band and everything we've stood for is just accepting everyone for who they are, and yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
it.
big clap for that one because it's important.
Whoa, did I get a clap? Whoa.
Because acceptance is important. And I think when you are young and queer and you're trying to find your identity, where do you go? Where can you wear makeup and grow your hair and have fun and do whatever you want to do? By the way, that's TT Bang, a performer within the LGBTQ plus space and absolutely amazing.
Nice.
For me, it was the balance between the pain and the anger in your music, but also the romance. There's a lot of romance in it, and I appreciated that at a time where maybe I needed both of those things. So
That's
thank
great.
Thank you so much for that question.
Thank you.
Glory to mankind.
I was going to say I love your hat. I noticed it right away.
I noticed your sword right away, so that's perfect.
Thank you.
That's the one I used every time. That's my favorite. Thumper. Good choice.
The question I have is similar to when you did Under Pressure with My Chemical Romance. Is there either an artist you'd like to collaborate with or a song that you would like to cover to do similar to that? Because I really enjoyed it.
That's a good question. An artist they'd like to work with or a song to cover.
We get to tour with so many cool bands, so many good people.
I'd like to work with Pierce the Veil. I mean,
Yeah,
I
the
loved
Veil
it.
is really cool.
They're great. They're the nicest dudes too. So
Yeah.
that would be fun.
We've had so much fun with A Day to Remember. We've
Great
had
dudes.
fun with
Yeah.
Papa Roach.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of fun with anything Anthony Green does. We love.
Yeah, he's great. Talented dude.
Thank you.
Thank you for that question.
She's happy.
Yeah, Ken Harper. Are you guys excited to work with Southern, Anthony, with Bo and Cove?
We love Cove. He used to live at Joey's house.
We went to high school together.
Yeah.
Wow.
He looks like a backup dancer for the Dirty Heads.
Yeah. He's where they got their name from.
That boy's got a dirty head.
I'm a big fan. That's why I've attempted to come as the self-titled reissue.
Look amazing.
Thank you. I'm very excited about the new comics. I'm a fan of you guys. I'm a big fan of comics. Where did the idea to choose this particular song to adapt to a graphic novel come from? And what was that process like going from the song to a graphic novel?
Just like Jeffa was talking about, I think this is one of our most iconic videos. And it's so open-ended to a story before, a story behind. And it's kind of a collaboration of a lot of the stuff that I grew up with growing up. Like I mentioned, Never-Ending Story and...
Do you have any good memories of filming that video?
The whole, well...
It's in there, dude.
It's in there somewhere. Dressing up was really fun. Putting on makeup is always fun. I love putting on makeup.
I couldn't hear anything you said. I'm
So
so
what is something special you remember from filming the All That I've Got video?
Yeah, the outfit changes. Actually, it was a lot of fun. And actually, this is maybe nobody cares about this, but I do. So I'm vegan. Doesn't matter. But during the filming of it, I'm at like a big table dinner with a bunch of food and like wine and stuff. They were just giving me dried fruit the whole time, but the wine was real, so I was getting wrecked.
Wow.
I was getting wrecked and just eating a bunch of like dried fruit the whole time.
I was getting wrecked too somehow.
Different
So
story.
when we rewatch that video, you'll see it through totally different eyes. Thank you so much for that question.
Thank you. It's
Thank
a
you.
lovely video and I can't wait to read the comic. Thank you.
Bert, you mentioned that you look to novels a lot for inspiration writing lyrics, and I think that's never more obvious than on Heartwork, where so many of the songs are named after novels. So kind of two parts. Are there any songs on Heartwork that aren't influenced by novels or specific novels? And also, how did Infinite Jest and 1984 end up sharing a song?
Good question.
I think everything I write is an influence from what I'm doing in my life at that certain point. I Want to Be Big was kind of more influenced by the horrific political nature of the United States.
And it keeps going.
Yeah. It's getting worse. Hooray!
Yeah, because that was 5 years ago now? 6?
1984 and Infinite Jest are my two favorite things of all time. We thought the song really spoke to both in such a unique way.
This is one of my favorite songs on the album, and I did read Infinite Jest because of you, which I can't believe I got through.
Yeah.
It's,
You're one of the very, very few.
I've never met anyone else who's finished it.
Have you tried Gravity's Rainbow yet?
Have you tried Gravity's Rainbow?
I have not.
Good luck, my friend.
Thank you so much for that question. So does that mean with the new album, writing that the current political climate is probably going to have quite an influence on it, or is having an influence?
I think it has an influence on everybody, no matter where you are, who you are. It's funny to see things fall apart so quickly. Funny, I said. It's hilarious.
You guys are awesome. And since you're at Comic-Con, if you were going to dress up as anyone, who would it be?
If you were going to dress up as anyone, who would it be? Well, you can kind of dress up as yourselves, right?
That to be from like the comic book world, or
Anime, books, TV.
I'd probably
movies.
dress up like David Bowie from Labyrinth.
Hell yeah.
Where do we make this happen?
Oh man, I don't even know. I'd almost say something from Elden Ring, but I would probably do 9S because there's a 2B here. That's kind of, I'm obsessed with Nier, so that would probably have to be it. He is dressed. Dan has clothes on.
Yeah, great. Great, fabulous.
I go full Pikachu. Full suit, huge.
Have you had many Pikachus at your shows?
Not enough.
Not enough. Never enough, really.
That's a challenge to everyone going to Slam Dunk tomorrow. Right? You taking notes? Okay, we have
100 Pikachus show up.
a wall of
please.
Pikachu.
Let's have that happen, please.
Okay, last question.
Hi guys, I just wanted to say firstly thanks for the gig last night. It was really great, and thank you for the 35th birthday present because it was my birthday last night as well. I just wanted to ask, quite often do throwbacks to previous songs in new songs. Is that something that you consciously do, or is that something that you just kind of just happens?
A little bit of both. And sometimes we kind of think about what could fit in and where. Sometimes we take influence from our new records and add it to our old records as well.
The lyric ones are definitely on purpose. We like those throwback, like Heartwork and Artwork, and I can think of some song ones, but my
There's all sorts of lyrics, same thing. I mean, Bert's sneaking in old song titles, old lyrics, tying things together from all the records. It's really fun to be a part of.
Yeah. Crossing melodies too sometimes. When the second melody will come back in, it'll be a reply to like an older song or something. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your question. I want to speak for everybody here, and I think I can. I'm sure you'll all agree with me. There are a lot of bands in our scene, right? And there are certain bands that absolutely everybody knows, and you are one of them. And so to take time out of your day and come and meet us all and chat to us all about your graphic novel, about your music, and listening to us and our stories, I wanted to say thank you for being humble and still always connecting with fans.
You're very welcome. Thanks everyone for coming out.
Thank you,
We really
guys.
appreciate you guys.
Thank you to you for coming out. And I
The
hope you
Muse has the best fans in the world.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your Comic-Con.